Hey folks, welcome to Whiskey Whistle. I'm the host of the show, Mark, and you're watching whiskey review number 209, Kavalan. Yes, it's Kavalan time here on Whiskey Whistle, the third of 6 of this beautiful box set. We're going to get into it, we're going to test it out, we're going to smell it, we're going to taste it, we'll talk about the finish, and then we'll go on to the patented Whisky Whistle score for the Kavalan Sherry Oak. That's right, Kavalan Sherry Oak today. Look at the color of this beauty, isn't that dark? We are looking at something well beyond a dark, dark honey, getting into a burnished oak shade. Not quite mahogany, but getting there. Now, let's get that opened up. And we'll pour it into my Kavalan Glencairn glass. That's right. Get that poured. Where are we? Here we go. And that's about all I'm going to need. This is 54% ABV. Even though this is a mini, it really goes a long way. It's almost like you've got 2 drinks in one here. So 50 milliliters. It's like you've got 100 milliliters of regular whiskey. So you get almost like 3 glasses out of that. All right, so first of all, let's have a look at the color. As I ruffle the pages here. What an aroma on this one too, my goodness. That's nice. Come on, Mark, here we are. Okay, take a look at the color over here on my, what is this called again? Hilroy, my Hilroy exercise book. That's where I write my tasting notes. So have a look at the color. What do you think? It's dark. Now, I have tasted the Sherry Solist from Kavalan. That was, quite a while ago. I guess towards, was it the middle of the winter? Or sometime around then. Anyway, a while back. And I think I recall it was slightly darker than this. But pretty much that same line of darkness. My goodness. Great. And as we did last time, let's have a quick look at the legs on this beautiful whiskey. Kavalan, if you're not sure, this is a Taiwanese distillery making Taiwanese whiskey. They have stills that they imported from Scotland, from Forsyths. Now, I think they're also getting their barley from Scotland. If anybody knows anything different, let me know. That'd be really cool if they could start doing maybe at least some limited runs of Taiwanese barley. That would be great. Where are we at? We're looking at the legs. We're not smelling it yet. Slow down, Mark. Okay, let's get some good legs going on here. I'll give that, give you a show. Okay, we're ready. Let's see what's going on there. Now, these are a little bit faster than the brandy oak were, but again, pretty slow. Can you see that unique striation there? That is some serious pumped up whiskey. Let's try that one more time. That's fun, isn't it? I like it. And you know, that's a big part of wine tasting, having a look at the legs. And people don't do that too much with whiskey, but I think something like Kavalan, I think there's certainly a validity in having a look and just enjoying the drizzly nature of these beautiful legs. It's almost like I've got an etched crystal Glencairn glass here. All right, so we're going to go to the nose now. Now we're going to have a short word from the YouTube sponsors right here. Welcome back. All right, so Kavalan Sherry Oak. Let's get into the nose. Now again, this smells very mature to me. And again, you know, 54%, yes, there's a little bit of a spirit, kind of a rush coming out as well. I'm thinking that's going to dissipate though, because they have in the last 2 of these, that alcohol sort of scent has gone away. So let's see what happens if we induce a little bit extra aeration. Okay, well, I'm getting a fruit cake full of raisins. Raisins and prunes. And again, some sort of a kind of a thick icing, sugar icing. It's got a real sweet edge to it. Maybe a hint of leather coming through here too, which is really interesting because normally I find that leather doesn't really show its head until well after 10 years. And this is unlikely to be 10 years. This is probably more like 6. And again, if anybody's wondering, these ones were bottled on the 25th of March 2016. Yeah, so likely about 6 years old, probably not more than 7. But we should remember that Taiwan is a lot warmer than Scotland, so you get much, much more maturation per year from those casks. Now, I can tell you for certain that these are very, very nice casks. What kind of casks are being used in these? Does anybody know? There could be more than one because this is not a single cask. So there could be multiple different kinds of sherry wood going into the aging of this sherry oak Kavalan single malt whiskey, single malt Taiwanese whiskey. Okay. The Demerara brown sugar, that almost black brown sugar. When you open the bag, you get that smell. Here in Korea, we don't get that one. We get something called 흑설탕, dark brown sugar. I'm not sure if it's quite the same. I do miss that Demerara sugar. Apparently, it's getting harder and harder to come by. A little bit of ginger, a little bit of spice. There's a fresh fruit in here too. I got crisp apple and maybe a handful of very fresh red grapes. Hint of grass too. Well, it smells wonderful. Now, is there any point in looking at that one? So I think this was my first full bottle purchase of Kavalan. Should I take that down? I'll take it down real quick. And I had this one, and then my my mother-in-law, she brought back another bottle of this from Taiwan when she visited earlier this year. I think that was earlier this year. Come on now. It's not coming out. Yeah, there we go. Very secure case. All right. Now, I think this was, yeah, the lighter of the two. So I had two of them. One of them was ridiculously dark, and the other one was just slightly less so. Now, this is 57.1% single cask, and actually, the colors are looking very similar here. Of course, it's hard to compare because I've got a narrower volume here than there, but maybe we can compare right about there, and we can see that, yep, you know what, maybe this one's just a little bit darker, in fact. Well, anyway, and for those Kavalan geeks out there, I think there's lots of them. I'll give you the details on this bottle. This is cask number S09061501-8B. S0906, so I think that's 2009. June 15th was the distillation date. Bottle number 45 of 500. And this was bottled on 2016, April the 13th. So just 2 months shy of 7 years. Back in the case you go. Now, beautiful case. If you have Kavalan at home, I suggest not storing your whiskey inside the case with the case closed. I suggest not doing that. Now, I know I should be smelling this now. I'm diverging here. I do that a lot. I apologize. All right, so anyway, yeah, don't leave it in there. Keep it open if you want to leave it in the case. That's beautiful, just like that, okay? Don't close it. The reason being, it's got quite a strong smell, which probably short term, no problem. Long term, it may, in fact, some of that smell may go through the cork because it's not perfectly sealed, okay? So keep that open, or take it out, store them separately, and then when you've got company coming over, you want to, show them off, then put them in the case and open them up like that, and there you go, okay? Now, can I get that back up there without destroying everything? I did it. Good. Okay. All right. Back to the nose. Maybe I'll move that around. Okay. Well, we talked about the nose already. What am I saying? I'm all over the map here. Anything different now that I've been chatting for like an hour? That fruitcake is really starting to swell. Sweet fruitcake, along with that icing. All right, well, it's time to taste. Let's get into that now. Cheers, everyone, and to all the Kavalan Kava fans, cheers to you too. Now, isn't that amazing? %54%. You would not know it was 54. Drinking strength. This is nearly ideal drinking strength. Very little burn. I don't feel that strong, high ABV sort of heat going on. This may very well be, let's say, slightly older than the one I had. Whoops, as my stuff falls down. And, this tastes very mature. Now again, that could be just the maturation and the particular cask that's been used, or the casks that have been used. All right, let's try that one more time. Cheers again. Starts out with big sweetness, spice as well. A little bit of a kind of a buttery, can I call it that? A buttery tannin is coming through. It's a tannin, however, it is very very kind, a very kind tannin. All right, so it's dry, but not so much that it's sucking all the air out of your, the moisture out of your mouth. We still got the raisins and the fruitcake and the icing, but there's something kind of lemony also here. Perhaps a lemon sugar icing on that fruitcake. Now that sounds great. It's got a nice mouthfeel. Some nice herbs in there as well. There is a little bit of basil some basil, lemongrass, something kind of warm and nutty like roasted almonds also coming through there. And as time passes, it gets slightly a little bit more on the dry end of things. Finish-wise, very long finish, very oaky. Hint of raisin left there, lots of cinnamon and spice, ginger. And again, it's just that sort of nice medium dryness that is welcome. It really adds a nice balance to the overall flavor profile. All right, let's add some water. We're going to go 1, and we're going to go 2. And I'm going to have a little bit of palate cleansing coffee. When you come to Korea, one thing I want you to make sure that you get are some single serving freeze-dried coffee crystals. Now, it sounds like Maxwell House from the 70s, but no, this is really good stuff. I guess Starbucks has gotten into that microground instant coffee packets industry as well. But anyway, some great ones in Korea. One of the famous brands is called Kanu, which I quite like. This one is called Beanist from Edia Coffee, also very nice. It's economical too when you don't want to, make 6 cups of coffee and then only drink 2 of them. Now, after you have coffee to cleanse your palate, make sure you drink some water to cleanse the coffee from your palate too. One more sip. Okay, so how about the nose with water? Let's check that out now. More brown sugar. The lemon is coming through a little bit now on the nose with water. Brown sugar, that fruit cake. A little bit more leather. That's really welcome. Well, that's about all I can smell. A hint of cinnamon in there too, a little bit of ginger. All right, let's check out the palate now with the water. Cheers. Ultra smooth. No sharp edges. Can you hear my dog? Rocky, quiet down. No rough edges here. Very classic whiskey. Classic sherry. Practically a sherry bomb. However, it's got a little bit more dimension than just your typical sherry bombs. Great finish. Wonderful palate. Now, personally, this sherry oak 54% non-single cask vatting of a bunch of casks is superior to the single cask that I had. Of course, not every single cask can hit every single note, right? And also, I might not have liked that particular single cask exceedingly so. I liked it a lot, and maybe someone else would have absolutely loved that one. That's just how people are, right? Everyone's a little bit different. For me, this one is pretty amazing. Again, how in 7 years does this happen? Of course, now I have noticed this in other distilleries. One of those is called Amrut in India. All right, one more time. Cheers again. I'm getting much more of a fruit basket now. Lemons give way to some sweeter oranges. Grapes are still in there. Dried fruits as well. A little bit of papaya. Well, great. Wonderful. Long, juicy, fruity, spicy, oaky, desserty like kind of a finish on this as well. Beautiful. Again, Kavalan for me, this box is taking Kavalan another step up in my mind. I thought it was great. I thought it was a little bit on the young side, needing more age. But now this will definitely be able to go head to head with, let's say, your Glenfarclas 105s, your Macallan, well, 12-year-old, I mean, you can't compare because the 12-year-old for Macallan is 40%. This one is 54. But if you want to compare apples to apples, I think that they can really go head to head. And things like Glendronach 12-year-old, I think this is getting close to that flavor profile for the, let's say, the 12 to 15-year-old single malt Scotch whiskies that are sherry matured. Well, it's my last little sip here, so I'll have that, and then we'll go on to the WhiskyWhistle Whisky Score. Cheers. Welcome back. So, what's the WhiskyWhistle Whisky Score going to be for Kavalan Sherry Oak 54% from this gorgeous gift box set? It's going to be 91 out of 100. Oh yes, 91 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle Whisky Score for Kavalan Sherry Oak. Right there. You heard it here. That's right. Amazing stuff. I'm really, really happy about that one. Good job. Out of the park, practically. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, I wish I had, I could have poured myself maybe a tad more. I'm going to leave that for now, though. So, in about a week's time, we'll get on to the next one, which is going to be the Kavalan Wine Oak. I'm really excited about this one. This is the 54% version of the Vino Barrique. So very excited about that one. Then we get on to the Fino Sherry Oak. And then on to the Peaty Oak. This one's 50% ABV. And then are we done yet? No. Then we're going to have a final roundup show where I pour a little bit of these into its own glass and give it a try one by one and give my final thoughts on this great gift box set. I'm already really impressed. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for what's more on the show. There's lots more coming. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like it. Please like the video. Why not share it on your whiskey group? Have you got a Facebook group for whiskey? Click the link to share it and plug it onto your Facebook, okay? We'll see you next time. Goodbye. Thanks for watching WhiskyWhistle. Be sure to subscribe and don't forget to give this video a like and leave a comment down below. Be sure to stay tuned next time to join me, the host of the show, Mark, as I explore more whiskeys with you. Take care now, and we'll see you next time.